I don't really claim to be an expert or anything when it comes to video games. I've enjoyed video games pretty much my entire life, but when it comes down to it, I don't think if you haven't actually worked in the industry, or, if you haven't gone to school to be a video game developer, or, somebody who has gone to develop consoles and things like that, then I think that you probably don't have much to say in regards to how things are done in that manner. And that's just my take. I mean, yeah, it probably makes me a little bit of a hypocrite, but at the end of the day, who's not? But when it comes to Microsoft, I feel like they're kind of changing things around and changing them around for the better. Obviously, they have to get better at releasing the actual games, but when we see information like this, it leads me to believe that things are going to continue to be all right. And I know I did a video about this not too long ago, but they come out and kind of reiterated this, and I thought it was a brilliant thing to do and a brilliant thing for Phil Spencer to say. Now, Phil Spencer has always pretty much gone on record and just been as honest as he could, and I like the fact that they kind of go right at Sony on this, and it makes a ton of sense for them to do this and to say this. And you know what, I'm happy about it. I want to get into it. If you guys are new here, please leave a like on the video. I'm looking to get 100 likes on each video. It's a very small number, but it still helps out tremendously. You'll never understand what it means to me when I reach that, which is hardly ever, but please try. So Microsoft's head of gaming said that the company is open to making even more acquisitions as it looks to earn Xbox into a major player in the industry. In a CNBC interview, this is recent as well, Xbox boss Phil Spencer was asked whether Microsoft intends to press pause on its acquisitions while it waits for regulatory approval to complete its planned $68.7 billion merger with Activision. And this is what Phil had to say. "This is such a competitive market. I don't think we get to press pause on anything. Tencent is the largest gaming company on the planet today, and they continue to heavily invest in gaming content and game creators. Sony is a larger business than we are in gaming today, and they continue to invest. When you look at the investments that we've made, it's a highly, highly competitive market. We strive to be a major player here. We want to deliver great content for our players, and we're going to remain active. Whether that's investing in our internal teams that we are already building great games that people know and love, or whether it's building new partnerships." Spencer was speaking from Japan, where he's currently attending the Tokyo Game Show. "One of the things I love about coming here to Tokyo is the developers I get to meet with, the new partnerships we have with people like Kojima Productions, and going to talk with some of our existing publishing partners and independent creators about games that we want to build. And if it turns into acquisitions for Microsoft, we're there as well. So the work for us never ends. It's a competitive market, and I want to make sure Xbox is at the forefront of innovation and competition." Now, Microsoft has proposed acquisitions of Activision Blizzard is currently being scrutinized by regulators amid concerns of antitrust issues during a time of increased consolidation in the gaming industry. The UK Watchdogs and Competition and Markets Authority said last week that its investigation into the deal has officially been expanded to a more in-depth second phase due to some concerns. But again, Microsoft never actually submitted anything when they first requested it, so it meant that they probably expected this to reach that second phase anyway. Notably, it's worried about the impact the merger could have on PlayStation's ability to compete, given that the deal would see Microsoft gain ownership of a Call of Duty series. And Sony welcomed the news, of course, claiming that Microsoft controlling games like Call of Duty would have a negative impact for implications for gamers in the industry. And in response, though, Xbox said it makes zero business sense for Microsoft to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation given its market-leading console position. Spencer also told CNBC that Microsoft currently has no plans to increase the console price of the Xbox, just the way that Sony is, and I think that makes a lot of smart moves as well. Microsoft is always out there kind of trying to do things that's, as right for the gamer as they possibly can. Yes, I realize that it's still a business, and obviously people are going to, want to talk about that a little bit, but I always feel that Microsoft is very smart to not do things that way, right? Like when we look at things and we look at how Microsoft has been able to kind of handle the way that Xbox has gone. Yeah, Xbox hasn't always gone, in an amazing route, but it's still gone a way that I think that people maybe didn't give them proper credit for back in the day. And I think that's kind of going to be important to go forward as well. For the main reason is that, like I said, Microsoft is pretty honest about this, Tencent is the biggest in the market, and they just picked up studios. Sony is the biggest in the market, and they pick up new studios. And I think that it's only fair that Microsoft goes out there and tries their best, and that they're able to kind of do what they need to do to stay competitive, because they have, they're in the business, but it's not like they're out there, winning console wars just yet or anything like that. So, I'm very interested to see what happens in the future, and I hope that we see more from Microsoft where this is concerned. But the other part that I like about what Phil was talking about was when they talked about the price increase being not the right move. Following Sony's PS5 price hikes, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer said that Microsoft has no plans to raise the price of the Xbox Series X or the S. In August, Sony bumped up the price of the PS5 in multiple markets due to challenging economic conditions, and at the time, Microsoft was quick to issue a statement saying it had no plans to raise the price of the Xbox consoles. Now, Xbox chief has once again reiterated that Microsoft does not have any immediate plans to raise the price of the Xbox consoles. Speaking with CNBC, Phil Spencer said, "We're always evaluating our business going forward. I don't think we can ever say no on anything. We will never do something. But when we look at our consoles today, we think value is incredibly important. We love the position of the Series S in the market, which is our lowest cost console. Over half of our new players that we're finding are coming in through the S, and I can definitely say we have no plans today to raise the price of our consoles. And at a time when our customers are more economically challenged and uncertain than ever, we don't think it's the right move for us at this point to be raising prices on our consoles. With energy, fuel, and inflation ramping up costs of living for people around the world, it's reassuring to know that Microsoft won't be bumping the price of the Xbox consoles. It's possible that we could see some prices raised in the future, but not for now, which I seriously doubt that Microsoft would do that anyway. I just feel like Microsoft is very smart with how they kind of handle this stuff, and at the end of the day, I also feel that Microsoft is just in tune with kind of what gamers want, and I just feel like Sony has gotten back to that sort of way that they have about them, where they're a little bit arrogant and cocky, and I understand that's probably, clearly because they're a company that people are going to buy their product regardless, but I still think that cockiness could lead them down a path like much with the PS3, where the PS3 didn't exactly light the world on fire. I mean, the initial people, yes, the hardcore went out there and bought the PS3, but at the same time, when you look at it, obviously the PS3 trailed off and things like that, and I think like that's something for sure that we'll have to look at in the future, as they could hurt the business of the PlayStation 5 down the line. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but I for one think that Microsoft is making the right call here. They're making the right call with more acquisitions. You can't stand pat. You got to constantly be moving forward, and it looks like that's the plan for Microsoft. So hopefully they continue to do that. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.